Hello, everyone, and welcome to our program titled All Things Energy for IFAI Members. My name is Carrie Shepard, Marketing Analytics Manager for APPI Energy, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. Please note that all participant lines are muted. Please submit questions anytime during our session by using the Q&A box on your screen. Our presenter today is Jane Seagrave Bottom, Vice President, Marketing and Business Development with APPI Energy. Joining us well this afternoon is Haley Bartley, Member Program Specialist with Industrial Fabrics Association International. Welcome, Haley. Let's get started.
Good afternoon. I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce our presenter today, Jane Seagrave Bottom. APPI has been our endorsed energy consultant since August 2018 to help members like you save money and create budget certainty for your business. Yes, they provide electricity and natural gas procurement, but this year they are rolling out the Energy Solutions Division for efficiency projects and improved sustainability. I hope you all enjoy the program, and I look forward to any feedback.
Great, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate everyone who is attending today, and we certainly do enjoy the relationship with IFAI. Although it's been a rather short relationship, not quite a year yet, we have certainly brought on several new members into the program and have been able to help a lot of the members reduce and manage their energy spend. So a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. I want to review the industry and what's going on right now in the energy markets and why now is it an incredible time, quite frankly, for you to consider procurement options for your facilities going forward. And to talk a little bit about the procurement process and what it is that we do here, and as well as finally talking about the Energy Solutions Division and showing that to you and how we can really be all things energy for you and all of your facilities. So to start, I wanted to take a broad picture and look at the energy markets and what's going on today in those energy markets. I've chosen to look at the PJM market, which is Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland, which is where we are located, in fact. And as you can see from these historical charts, they do go back about 10 years. You can see that the markets are quite volatile, as well as right now the markets are very low. So that is a great opportunity to take a look at your contract, see where you are today in your contract. And if you're not in a contract currently, now is a great time to look at that. But even if you are in a current electricity or natural gas contract that may not expire for a year or even longer than that, we can still look at the markets and really take a look to see what your options are when your current contract expires. So keep that in mind as well. And what I wanted to share with you primarily on this slide is that down at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see what we've chosen here is Med-Ed, which is a service territory in around the York, Pennsylvania region. I could look at this for any utility where there is a tariff and that we're able to track that tariff. So what we're seeing here is the price to compare, which is the bar chart, the blue bar behind, versus the actual pricing, the average pricing that we've gotten in from various suppliers on any given day. And we look at this pricing, and typically we benchmark this on a 12 or a 24 or a 36-month contract. That's very typical for what we see in the market. Although I will tell you that today, depending on where you're located, it's also very typical to see even a 60-month contract. So keep that in mind as well. But what I wanted to share with you is over this time period, the average price to compare price was about a penny higher than the average price that we're getting from our benchmark prices. Now, keep in mind, these benchmark prices are just averages. They are not the typical pricing that we see. We certainly make the suppliers compete for your business, and we get you typically a much better price than an average benchmark price as well. So that's just one thing that we do for all of the members of IFAI. And we've been able to provide data back to you, the member, and the association, quite frankly, based on our Energy Research Council. This is an organization that is proprietary to us, and we are able to gather pricing information from all of the about 36 suppliers that we work with in the market. They provide us with pricing every day, and we capture that data and then can really turn that around into being able to give you insights and benchmarking and when is a good time to buy and for how long do you want to lock in a new contract term. And all of this data, we can look at it historically as to what's been happening. And I changed the actual utility here that I'm looking at. Previously, I was looking at MedEd, and in this particular utility, we're looking at West Penn Power, which is another utility in Pennsylvania, as a matter of fact. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that we can drill this down to your specific utility. And if you have multiple locations and in multiple states, we can do the same thing for each one of your locations to really hone in on, again, when is a good time to buy and for how long should you enter into a new contract. And then with regard to the procurement process, it really is a very simple process for you. All you have to do is send us a copy of your bill and sign what we call an LOA, which is a letter of authorization. And that'll enable us to go to the utility and get your usage for a year. From there, we'll structure the RFP, submit the RFP out to the suppliers that are in your market. And these suppliers, keep in mind, have been vetted by us. We know them, like them, and trust them. There are well over 200 suppliers in the United States. We've looked at, or really vetted, I would say, about 125, and we only choose to work with about 36. That is a huge member benefit in and of itself for you, because we've taken that heavy lifting off the table. We've done that for you, because to go through 100 different supplier contracts and look at their balance sheets and look at their customer service history and do all of these things that we've done, again, is a huge benefit. And we do all of this at no upfront cost to you. So we'll go out and we will get pricing for you, and then we'll bring that back to you for you to make an informed business decision as to really what you want to do. Of course, we will help you with that because we are consultants and we know the markets. And you may do this yourself, but oftentimes if you are doing it yourself, you're only doing it probably once every 2 to 3 years. And the market, I can tell you, and the players in the market have changed drastically in 2 years from now or 3 years from now. So this is what we do all day long. And what I like to say is you stick with your core competencies in your business and let us help you with this. It is a tremendous member benefit, excuse me. And so ultimately what we provide to you is this pricing discovery sheet. This is a sample proposal that was done in a Pennsylvania region. And it looks as though here, the best price that we're seeing on this sheet was for a 12-month price at $6.45. And the worst price that we're seeing on the sheet is about a penny higher than that. So, and from here, we would hone in on maybe the top 3 suppliers and really look at the contract terms. And, do you want just a 12-month contract, or do you prefer having a longer term contract? And if that's the case, let us go in and negotiate on your behalf, because that's what we do best. And so you can see on this particular sample proposal, we were in the market for this company on April the 1st of 2019, and their current contract will not expire until February of 2020. So again, it's an optimum opportunity for us to get into the market for you and see what is available to you, and where our price is coming in. And then this is our customer service team. I like to say that, well, the first thing they do is to be sure that there is a seamless transition from your current supplier or utility and the new supplier that we enter into an agreement with you. I like to say that they have a bat phone to not only your new supplier, but also that utility. So if you are having issues, if there's something that you need our help with, please, by all means, call us and let us take care of it for you. I often tell new members, you can call Verizon yourself, or you can let us do it for you. And that's exactly what we do. Not necessarily Verizon, but certainly the suppliers and the utilities. And we'll continue to monitor your account. We'll be sure if there are any tax exemptions that you are indeed filed correctly as manufacturers. There are times when you can be tax exempt, and we'll be sure that those filings are done properly. We'll look for future opportunities for renewal pricing. The other thing that we like to do is to really audit your bill with the new contract. Oftentimes what we find is that we are negotiating with the CFO or even the president of many organizations. However, it's the accounts payable person that's paying the bill, and the CFO may never see that new electricity bill. So what we like to do is say, please send us your new bill so we can be sure that all of your accounts have been picked up by the supplier, because you may have numerous accounts at your one facility. And we also want to make sure that you are in fact getting billed what you signed up to be billed for. Again, oftentimes that connection never happens. And we want to be sure. We don't see there usually being issues at all, but we just want to be sure that you are in fact getting what you signed up to get. And then the Energy Solutions Division. This is an exciting opportunity for us. As a company, we've always been involved in helping clients if they need LED lighting or HVAC upgrades, or quite frankly, some rather intensive solar arrays as well. But it's never really been one of our core competencies. And we have changed that. And as an organization now are making energy solutions as a core competency for all of the members. And it's been a great opportunity for us to help the small mom and pops as well as the large, huge industrials with different options that they have to reduce their energy demand. That's the name of the game, is that we really want to decrease your demand. It will substantially decrease your bill. And of course, decrease your consumption. There's a difference between demand and consumption, however. So that's something that we get into, actually, demand and consumption are similar, but you'll be charged for higher costs through the demand. And that's something that we can help with. So again, some of the things that we do on the Energy Solutions Division include the facility audits at no upfront cost to you. Utility rebates, where can we get you the most bang for your buck? Who's going to provide you with the most rebates, and and when is that going to happen? So we may know that next year PECO, for instance, is going to have huge rebate opportunities or things like that. So we may want to hold off on your project for a year. Of course, looking at LED, HVAC upgrades, battery AI, that's artificial intelligence with battery, combined heat and power, wind, solar, the list goes on. So there are many, many different ways that you can reduce your consumption, and we're here to help explore and see what's going to be, if any, would be the best for you. And this is just a little bit about the LED projects that we do and how we run them. Of course, the facility assessment process begins, and then the lighting and engineering and design. What available rebates do you have, as I talked about earlier? We definitely will recycle old equipment and do that, obviously off-site, and take care of all of that for you. And there are also funding opportunities for qualified candidates on different projects, and we can explore all of those different projects with you. And this just shows you a building that was done. It had the old T8 lighting versus the new LED lighting. And this is a municipal building, and they were able to save 68% on lighting cost. And 40% of the project was gotten back, they got back in rebates. So that's a huge benefit for you. And then zero maintenance costs for a minimum of 5 years because the lights are guaranteed. So there's no maintenance cost on the lights there. And then finally, in closing, I just wanted to share a little bit about who we are. And we are APPI Energy, and we've been in business since 1996. I like to say we're an old company in a young industry, as the markets really began deregulating in about the mid-90s. We currently have about 15,000 commercial and industrial accounts under contract. We manage about 10 billion kWh and 18 million decatherm of natural gas. We have the endorsements of about 158 associations. That's both state, local, national associations throughout. And we have approximately 42 employees here in Salisbury, Maryland. And last year we were awarded the TIPA, which is the Energy Professionals Association, the Consultant of the Year Award, which is a great feather in our cap. We not only like to support, obviously, the associations and their members, but also our constituents and our counterparts in the industry. We're very active in the industry, and obviously that shows, as this award was granted to us for 2017 and 18. And that's really what I have, Carrie. Haley, I don't know if we've had any questions that have come in.
First question is, what if a member is currently in a contract and doesn't expire until October 2020?
Right, so perfect question. As I was mentioning before with regard to that pricing summary that I shared with you, if your contract expires in 2020, now is a great time for us just to enter. Let's take a look and see who's offering what prices. We get pricing in every day for pricing starts of, or I'll say contract starts of 2020, 2021, even far out as 2022. And the point is that the market is very low right now. So it could be very beneficial for you to lock into a price today that will start when your current contract expires in October of 2020. Or then again, it may not be. But again, we can look at that market and find out for you.
Great. Another question is, given the new division, can you explain in more detail what an optimal lighting retrofit client looks like?
Yes. Your members would be, in fact, great clients for lighting retrofits, because really what we want to see is burn time, or yes, burn time is what they call it. So if your members are running 24/7, or if they're running 2 shifts, say 5 days a week, or something along those lines, if they are burning their lights for a longer period of time than just normal business hours, then they, in fact, would be a great candidate. The ROI that we're seeing with some of the manufacturers that we're working with is just amazing. Less than a year, they're getting paid back the investment that they're doing, because they have a long burn time. So again, if you're working more than just regular business hours, it's definitely a good opportunity for you to take a look at it. And I would say, even if you've done LED lighting, say you did it 5 years ago, it still may be a great opportunity to go back in and take another look at it, because the pricing has gotten so much more competitive, if you will.
All right. At this time, we have no further questions. If anyone had difficulty sending in your questions, please email them to Jane. Her contact info is on the screen. Thank you to everyone for participating, and a special thank you to our presenter, Jane Seagrave Sidebottom. Today's program is copyright 2019 APPI Energy with all rights reserved. This concludes today's program. You may now disconnect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.